Fuzz by Kate Fletcher. So today I thought I would do another About Me video because I don't know if you can tell, I'm kind of laid up. I've got a pillow behind here. I've managed to put my neck out gardening, of all things. I mean, really, I don't even know how I did it. But I put my neck out and it hurts bad. So I've kind of got my feet up and I'm resting a bit. My husband's just taken the baby out and I thought I would do a quick video. So because the last couple of About Me videos went down quite well, I thought I'd do another one. So I'm going to try and not cover the same stuff again, but if I do, I'm really sorry. So first of all, something I know I haven't told you before is I'm actually a dancer. I do ballroom, Latin, rock and roll. I am in a formation team. So when we're not in this COVID-19 scenario, every Monday night we meet, we learn a routine, and then we do an exam. My husband's now part of the team as well. We actually met dancing, and yeah, I really love dancing. I love the ballroom. I love just gliding across the floor. The Latin, you know, I have loved more since I've been in the formation team, and some of the numbers, like I always hated salsa and samba, but now I don't mind them so much. And rock and roll, I've never had lessons, but my husband is very into rock and roll, and I started going with him when we were dating, and I really love it. It's really good fun, it's really sociable. I've got some of the outfits, which is why I loved the Debbie Moore collection so much, that was rock and roll, and I would love just to get my hands on some of those clothes. And I'm sure I was born in the wrong era because it's so much fun. But yeah, so I'm a dancer. There you go. Me and my husband did meet dancing. We started out as friends, and he was a helper in my class, and then we just would dance together in the social. And then I was going through a really hard time, and again we were just friends. We'd go out dancing quite a lot through the week just to take my mind off things, because when you dance as a lady you shut your brain off so you can follow, and it was a really good release and just a bit of respite from what was going on. And then over time things changed and we became an item, and then we got married. So there you go. That's how I met my husband as well. So I grew into and developed some allergies, and they're actually pretty severe. So I cannot have apples, peaches, pears, plums, cherries, certain nuts, or I literally go into anaphylactic shock. And I found out in the worst way. I'd organised a Christmas party back in 2006, 2007. And we just had dessert and we were about to start dancing, and I obviously love to dance. And this was well before the Latin and ballroom and all that. And yeah, suddenly I just couldn't breathe. I was choking. And turns out my tongue had swollen in my mouth. My lips were like 6 times their size. My throat was closing like proper quick. And it's only because we were at a hotel literally round the corner from the hospital that I'm still here. They literally blues and twos me to the hospital with someone standing over my throat, ready to do one of those tracheotomy things. So that was quite scary. So yeah, I have some really severe food allergies, and it makes life quite challenging at times. But just have to be careful, really. Something else I used to do, obviously some of you will know that I lost my dog during lockdown, my Tegan, and I have another dog, Mia. Me and Tegan used to do agility, so you know, with the jumps and the tunnels and all that. So me and Tegan used to do that, and she loved it, and she was so good at it, and she was so quick. And I started it when she was probably 18 months, 2 years old, something like that. The only thing she didn't like was the seesaw. She didn't like the seesaw because she had a really bad experience on it when we first started out, and then you could not get that dog on a seesaw for love nor money. Literally, not for a hot dog sausage, not for anything. And like, she loved hot dog sausages. She would sell me for hot dog sausage, but she would not go near the seesaw for hot dog sausage. It was that bad. Mia, I've kind of done a little bit with her. I mean, she's been running through the tunnels since she was 8 weeks old, which can't hurt them. She can jump, but she doesn't really understand jumping when asked. So if there's something that I don't want her to jump over on a walk or whatever, she'll go flying over the top of it. If I put a jump up in the garden and try and convince her we're going over it, she'll go through it, she'll go around it, but she won't go over it. So I don't really think Mia is an agility dog. Flyball, on the other hand, I think Mia would be amazing at, because she is really ball orientated. And I'm also about to try to teach her to find horseshoes. So she's really good at scenting and finding stuff, so it would be useful to be able to teach her to find loose horseshoes. So if a horse loses a shoe at the stable, they can ring me and be like, bring the dog up, and we find it. But there you go. So Tegan, amazing at agility. Mia, not so much. Some channel news. In my resolution and aspirations video at the beginning of the year, I set a target, and we have smashed it, guys. It was amazing. That was mainly thanks, if I'm honest, to Laura and Carol Ann, because they both did some shout outs, and like, my subs went crazy, so that was amazing. So I need to set a new target for by the end of this year. I think I'm hovering around, it keeps fluctuating at the moment. When I looked, like the other day, it said 232, and today it's saying 230. So I don't know whether, like, people have unsubscribed. I don't know whether it's just not accurate reporting from YouTube. I don't know what it is, but it is fluctuating. And I know Roz was saying hers keeps going up and down, and she doesn't understand why either. So maybe it's a YouTube thing. So I need to set a new target. So I'm going to say I want to get to... Let's go for 400. Let's go for broke. Let's say 400 by the end of the year. And I am going to do a giveaway very soon. I've got some bits and pieces put aside to help get there. So watch this space. So fingers crossed I can do that, and we can do that, and that would be amazing. So I have had many jobs through the years. Well, not many jobs, but I've had a few different ones. But I actually trained as a hairdresser. I went to a college and did hairdressing, beauty, wig making, and theatrical makeup. And I wanted to be a theatrical makeup artist. I was quite good at it. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I was. And I was taught by Oliver Reed's personal makeup artist. And I actually did my work experience with her, doing a week on cabaret, which was amazing. And yeah, I was never really that into the wig side of things. I got a distinction for the written part, and like, I passed everything. Hairdressing, you know, I liked it, but I wanted to do the theatrical makeup side. And then Judy, who was the teacher, she had her own school, but the courses I wanted to do were quite expensive, and I couldn't drive, so I went off to try and pass my driving test and save some money to do the courses, and then life happened and I never ended up doing it, guys, which is sad, because I really would have liked that. Can you imagine if I could have been on, like, working on Game of Thrones? How amazing would that be? Hi, Kit Harington, I love you, and I'm doing your makeup today. Yeah. That would have been awesome. In fact, I remember there was one day I was practicing when I got home from college, because I had, like, my own little kit, and I'd made myself look like I'd been in a really bad accident. Like, I'd even put, like, chicken bones coming out the side of my face, because I'd been practicing, like, breaks and stuff, and I looked horrific. Like, I'd raided the tea bags, cut one open, and I'd, like, stuck for like grit, I'd stuck tea bags down my face, except I then fell asleep on the sofa, not having taken off this makeup. So I think I'd been out the night before and I was knackered. Anyway, my mum comes home from work and I just woke up to this screeching because she thought something really bad had happened to me. So that wasn't so good. But yeah, so that's what I kind of trained in. So about my family, obviously I've got my mum. I have my sister, who is 2 years younger than me. She lives in New Zealand, which I think I've mentioned before because I've spoken about sending stuff to my niece. My niece is 4 months younger. Yeah, 4 months younger than my daughter. So that's a really nice age gap. It's just a shame they're so far away. And I've never met my niece, and my sister's never met her niece. We've seen them, like we do video chats and stuff. Would be nice to meet them one day. I've never met my sister's husband. She's never met my husband. It's literally crazy. My dad really sadly died in 2013. It was really, really sudden. It was literally the worst day of my life. It was just awful. Really sudden, really unexpected, no warning. Yeah, they say it gets easier as time goes by, but you know, I'm not sure it does really. Something, especially when I've then got the baby, and I know he'd have loved her, and I just wish she could know him. And it's yeah. So there you go. But my family is really huge. We have lots of cousins, aunts and uncles. So I've got a very huge family support, which, you know, we don't see each other for ages, but when we all come together, it's like you've only seen each other yesterday kind of thing. So it's really, really nice. And my cousin actually had her baby 3 or 4 months before Philippa was born. So there's a nice age gap there. And like when this situation lifts, hopefully we'll be able to get the kids together again. And yeah, it'd be nice to catch up with everybody. So something else about me, I love candles. So Yankee candles, I like Yankee candles. They last me like forever. I've got several burners around the house that I've had the same wax melt thing in for years and it's still going. I'm just like, and I've got a box full to replace them with when they do eventually burn up, but they just keep going. But what I really, really, really love, these. So this is a lily candle. I'm just going to take the top off this. It's gone a little bit funny, but can you see in the top is the little cubes, and they smell amazing. These come in the best smells, aromas. Let's go with aromas. And they have the best names. I started with these when years ago now, going up and down to Scotland, and they were in my favourite shop on the island. Island Blue on the Isle of Mull is like the best shop, and they had them, and they had loads. They don't do so many now though, funny enough, but they used to do loads of these, and they have really cool names, and these last me years. Like, I haven't even lit all the ones I've got. Zelda actually really liked these as well, so she kind of enabled me to buy them, because we'd go in then and we'd be like, oh, there's a new flavour out, and we'd both want it. So, but yeah, love these. And I found there's a shop in my town that sells these, so I'm really happy. They are quite pricey, but I think they're worth it. They last for ages. So what I'm actually going to do now is a little hidden giveaway, because I've never done a giveaway on my channel before, and I'm going to give away this. It is, as I say, a little bit, like, it's got a bit funny inside. It's absolutely fine. It's never been lit. Look, you can see the wick. Smells amazing. This one's called Blue Hyacinth. In the lid, there's like some stuff about using it, but these are amazing. So I'm going to do a giveaway on this. So I think because it's quite heavy-ish. I might have to say UK only. I'm really sorry, but I don't know how much it would cost to post that like abroad. So the lid is a little bit just where it's been like sat in a box here. It doesn't look great, but it's never been used, and honestly these are amazing. I have this one like 4 times, but the other 3 that I looked at had all been lit, so this is the only one I haven't lit, which is why I'm giving this one away and not one of the others. I might see if I can change the lid out for you though. I'll check the other lids. Anyway, if you would like to win this really amazing, and I can't stress how amazing this smells, candle, all you need to do, I'm keeping this as a hidden giveaway because I don't want people just entering because I'm giving something away. So, you know, this is probably more for my core subscribers because you will watch this and be like, oh, whereas an opportunist who just applies to stuff on people's channels because they're giving stuff away won't get this far. Anyway, all you need to do is in the comments section of this video, write a comment, and either at the beginning or the end of your comment write a P for Philippa, and also tell me what one of your favourite things is. It can be like your favourite paper craft collection, like, you know, I love Christmas Village. What's your favourite? It can be anything you like, or just tell me something about you that's your favourite thing. It could be you love ice cream, it could be anything. I will keep this competition open for let's say it runs till the 1st of August. So I'll do an announcement after the 1st of August to say who has won, and we'll keep it as a hidden giveaway. So don't make it obvious in your comments that it's a giveaway. Thank you. Okay, that's exciting. I've never done a giveaway before. Okay, so New York. I love New York. It's like probably my favourite city. It's so special. I went there in 2016 for the first time. I'd always wanted to go. It's just somewhere that was on my wish list, and I managed to go, and it was fabulous. Did Statue of Liberty, did the carriage ride around Central Park, went shopping. I went to Michael's twice. It was like amazing. Loved it. And yeah, just did as much as I could in like 4 days. And then in 2018, I wasn't working in 2000 and no, it wasn't. It was 2017. I wasn't working, and we went back, and John said he wanted to go back like Christmas time, and just before we were booking it, I threw like this epic thing, and I was like, I can't go, I can't afford it. Anyway, I did find the money and we did go, and we got off the plane and put our stuff at the hotel, and I was shattered, and John was like, right, let's go. We're going to the Rockefeller, and we went round, and I'd always wanted to see the Rockefeller Christmas tree. Like, I love pretty lights, pretty Christmas lights. I'm in heaven. Every year we go and we find a different outdoor event with the pretty lights that you walk around. It's amazing. But I wanted to see the Rockefeller tree, and he knew this, and I was in heaven. I mean, they had those big, what they called nutcrackers all round, and there was the skating rink, and then there was my tree, and I was just like, oh my god, like I was on a cloud 9 already. So he was like, oh, go and stand by the tree. So I'm stood by the tree, and he's taking my pictures, and he gets all David Bailey, and he's like all over the floor taking my picture. And we've always had this joke about, oh, careful, if you're on one knee, someone might think. And I'm just about to say, oh, be careful. And he proposed. And I was like, just standing there in shock. And I was like, what? And I kept going, are you serious? Are you serious? He's still on the floor. Anyway, obviously I said yes. And then this random American couple just came out of nowhere, worked out what had happened, gave us both a big hug, took some photos, and then disappeared. And it was like the most surreal thing, but it was so nice. And yeah, so New York is extra special now. And one day I do want to take Philippa for Christmas, or not for Christmas, but so she can see the tree and so she can go skating on the rink. And like, so we can explain this is when Mummy and Daddy got engaged and da da da. But yeah, I love New York. It's like the best city. And they have Michaels. So, what else? So I'll tell you a bit more about Sophie. So Sophie's been doing really well lately. Sophie's my horse, for those of you that aren't aware. She was actually diagnosed with liver damage earlier this year. And it was really severe. It's nothing I've done. It's something she's had for a long time. Anyway, working with the vet and the yard team, and it got really complicated, but we got the results back recently, and the vet was amazed. He was like, I never thought this was going to happen, and basically she's back to normal, which is amazing. So happy that my horse is now kind of doing better and she's okay. But she also recently broke one of her fly masks. So when it's summer and the flies are out, you put like this mask on their face to stop the flies bothering them, and she'd managed to rip it somehow. So I was like, I'm not buying a new one. And I came home and I got my glue gun out and I've glue gunned the thing back together. So she's walking around with a crafted face mask now. But yeah, good enough, it worked. So before Philippa, I used to love to read. Truth be told, I'm still reading the book that I was reading the day I went into hospital to have her. But I do have a pile of books that I'm waiting to read. And my favourite authors, there are lots of the Irish ones actually. I love Miriam Keyes. She's amazing. I love Sophie Kinsella. I love the Shopaholic series. I love Patricia Scanlon. There's just so many, but yeah, love to read, just never get the chance anymore. And then let's talk about lockdown. So we're kind of coming out the other side now, but during lockdown I did get involved in several lives. So Jeanette Lane does a YouTube live. She was doing them, so the first week I think she did 3, and now she does Wednesday and Saturday. They're really good fun, and she makes sure to include everybody, and there's a nice group now, and yeah, it's really good fun. She'll make something and we all just chat in comments. There's normally some singing involved, but you kind of will understand if you ever join in. I know Bex has been over occasionally of Bex Crafts. She's come and joined in. But Wednesday is at 5 p.m. and Saturday is at 4:30 in the afternoon, and we're normally about an hour, but it'd be great if people want to come over and join in because it's so much fun. Laura comes over as well, Mrs. Stationery Stuff. She comes on and is a riot. It's so funny, and I think she's still waiting for Lovey to make her a cup of tea actually. But yeah, so I got involved with Jeanette's lives. And then I also got involved with Sam of Mixed Up Craft. Now she was doing lives, and I get worried about the stupidest things. I was really scared the first time I joined in one of Sam's lives because I was like a bit unsure and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know like if I should like say anything in comments, and then I was worried I'd be saying too much, and like I do worry about the stupidest things. But do you know, Sam is a lovely lady, and on her live she makes sure I don't know how she does it, she manages to read the comments at the same time as she's doing stuff, and she keeps up with the comments, and like you can almost have a conversation. She's so clever the way she does it, and like she's answering questions and you have a laugh, and like she's got a different cup each day and you're like, show us your cup. And yeah, it was really good, and I actually felt really involved even though I wasn't, if that makes sense. Like, I felt included. And then that you start seeing the same people at the lives, and then you all start chatting, and it's just really, really nice. And it was fun, and I think she started to get to know like the same names coming up. So yeah, it was really, really nice actually. And I also did a Tim Holtz live, and I was so excited about this one. So this was on Instagram. I saw he was live one night, and I jumped on, and it said, "Oh, click on this box to ask a question." So I was like, "Right then." So I asked the question, never thinking in a million years he'd see it and answer it, because there were like hundreds of comments flying. He answered my question. I was like, oh my god, Tim Holtz just answered my question. I was like on cloud nine. I was so happy. So yeah, that was pretty cool. But I don't know about anyone else, but I often feel like not good enough. And I it's not always just craft, it can be other things as well, but sometimes I just feel like I'm failing miserably, like at whatever. I don't know, I just don't feel good enough. And then yeah, I try not to like let it get to me too much, but I do a lot of the time feel like I'm not good enough, and it doesn't seem to matter how hard I try or what I do, things just don't work out or don't seem to go right, and I don't know why, and it makes me feel really rubbish. But do you know, then something will happen, like you suddenly discover you've been published in a magazine, for example, and that makes you feel good, and you're like, wow, especially when you don't know it's going to happen, and you just flip open the magazine and you're like, oh my god, I'm in there. It's kind of like validation, like, yes, you are good enough. And I think that's why I'd be like so over the moon to get on design team, especially for like Craft Consortium, who you all know I've been talking about them since my New Year's resolution video. But if I was able to get on their team, that'd be like validation, like someone going, do you know what, you are good enough, because you're on our design team, whatever. I don't know, maybe I'm just talking nonsense. But anyone else ever feel like that? Anyone else ever feel like they're failing at life, or they're not good enough, or I don't know. Just sometimes you just kind of go, nah. Today, it's not just craft, it's like sometimes I'd like ride and I just, nothing goes right, and I'm just like, what am I doing? I'm awful at this. And then something will go amazing. Like yesterday, I had the most amazing lesson on my horse, and I came away feeling like $100 million, even though like my neck was seriously in pain. I probably shouldn't have ridden yesterday, but I was like, no, I'm going to ride, let's do a lesson. But anyway, so what do you do? Let me ask you a question. What do you do when you feel like things aren't going right, or you feel like down, or what have you? What do you do to like pull yourself back? Yeah, be interested to hear. But I don't actually want to end on a down at all. So I've spoken about the Isle of Mull before, and how much I love it up there. And I'm really sad because we've had to cancel our trip there. We were supposed to be going in October, and we've said we're not going. I don't think it's worth risking going from one end of the country to the other at the moment with this COVID thing, and I don't really fancy staying in a hotel overnight, which is what we have to do. I have no issue with my, like, where I stay on the island. I know that's all going to be good, but it's everything in between. Just, I don't. Anyway, so I'm sad because it's like the first time we haven't been up to Scotland in ages. So, but anyway, so you know how much I love the island. But when I lived there, I actually passed my driving test on the island in my own car. My first car, it was a little Citroen AX Spree. It was sourced for me by someone on the island who kind of came up and down, and he also sourced Zelda's cars for her. So if someone needed a car, he'd make sure he could find them and bring them up, and he'd work to your budget and stuff. It was brilliant. But yeah, I passed my test up there. I loved my little car. It was awesome, and then I had to drive all the way back down south not long after passing my test, which was quite scary. Can you imagine all that motorway driving when you've just passed your test? And I remember I was driving along, and there was this massive Arctic indicating that it wanted to come off the slip road, and it had miles of slip road left. The car next to me wouldn't let me move over, even though I'm indicating that I want to come over. You can see this Arctic. Anyway, this Arctic just pulled out in front of me. Oh my God. I was so scared. And I stopped quite soon after that for a break. And yeah, it's always stuck with me. And I'm always really wary on motorways now. But yeah, that's my little story about how I passed my driving test. And then papercraft collection wise, because we were talking about that briefly earlier. Obviously, you know I love House Couple Ditch. You know I love pretty much everything she does, like the Christmas Village, Polar Playtime. Polar Playtime was so cute. The Cottage Garden was amazing, and there's a new one coming. I'm so excited. I'm really sorry if I cost anyone money, but I'm totally going to be showing that on my channel. I'm just waiting to order it now, so I'm super excited for that. But I also quite liked the Circus collection that came out. I've used that quite a lot. And Daisy May, you all know I love my Daisy May stamps because she's just amazing, and her dies as well, they are fabulous. I love her nesting dies. And I saw her new collection, she's actually started doing chipboard pieces as well, which is quite interesting. So yeah, that's a little bit more about me and things I like and things I do. And sorry about the downing bit, but yeah, hope you have enjoyed the video. Hope you've learnt some bits and pieces and found it interesting. Well, let me know in comments what you think, and thank you so much for watching today. So take care, and I'll see you soon with more videos.